Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. It's Lolo for those of you who didn't already know. So today I'm talking about my weight gain journey. I didn't realize that it was this obvious, and I didn't realize so many people would be interested in it, but you guys have been like sending me DMs saying, you know, Lolo, like I see the weight gain, I like it, you know, it looks good on you, how did you do it, etc, etc, etc. So I personally used to watch a lot of these weight gain videos on YouTube. I found them very inspiring, that, you know, if other petite girls could do it, I could do it too. And you know, I learned from their tricks and their tips, and I tried the things that they tried. Some worked, some didn't. So if you're interested in everything I tried, whether it worked or it didn't work, then keep watching. Okay, so I am gonna start this video telling you guys a bit about me for those of you who don't know me. I live in Nigeria, where a lot of the food is cooked fresh, which is good. I haven't always lived in Nigeria. I'm quite a petite person, so I'm 5'4.5", but I'm still quite like a small-ish framed girl. That's kind of my body frame. I will insert a couple of pictures of what I look like here. So I remember growing up, I wasn't like a really like big eater. I wasn't one of those kids who ate all the time and who ate a lot. I literally would just eat when I was given food. I didn't really like request for food, or like I wasn't one of those kids that like would always be looking for ways to get food off people's plates or share people's snacks. Like I used to find those people so awkward. I was like, do they not feed you at home? Like, calm down, like slow your horses. Anyway, so that was pretty much me. So I went to school in England when I was 15, and that was when I think I started putting on weight for the first time. So prior to going to school in England, I was probably about 49 kg. I was small, like I was tiny. So at 15, 16, I'm like 49 kg, I'm small, but like I am a small person, so I don't look ridiculous. But obviously I'm growing up, I start to fill out. And so within my going to A-levels and leaving England, I went up to 52 kg. So that was like at the time my heaviest that I had ever been. I was 52 kg. And then I came back to Nigeria and I went to law school, straight to law school. So I went to Buari, which if you don't know is like not really in the middle of nowhere, but the middle of nowhere, and there aren't really that many food options. And if I haven't mentioned, I'm a fussy eater, so I don't eat seafood. For the longest time, I didn't really like meat. I only ate chicken. I don't eat a lot of vegetables. I don't eat like creamy pasta. I'm just so fussy. There's a lot of things I don't eat. I pretty much have the palate of a 5-year-old boy. Like pizza, burgers, rice, spaghetti bolognese, chips. That's pretty much all I eat. So obviously being in Buari, like the food was also poorly made. I got food poisoning once, so it just put me off eating, and it just wasn't a very good like food experience for someone like me who was already a fussy eater. So I think that was when my stomach started to shrink. I wouldn't say my weight like dropped just yet, but my stomach definitely started to shrink, and my relationship with food started to change. It wasn't really like an issue at the time, and it never really was an issue, but it wasn't until 2017 that I realized that my weight had dropped drastically. And I was also going through like 2017 was a really, really stressful year for me emotionally. I experienced some things I had never experienced before. I had just moved back to Nigeria. My friendships were changing, my lifestyle was changing. And I suddenly felt like a lot of pressure to perform, and to like I was flung into this adult world, and I didn't really know what I was doing or what I wanted to do or what was going on. So that was really taking a toll on me, and I didn't realize how much like mental stress I was under. Because the thing about stress is you don't always feel it. Like sometimes you're just like, oh, you know, I just feel a bit overwhelmed, I feel a bit overworked, but you don't really understand the gravity of what that means until, you know, you really deep it. So anyway, fast forward to like the end of 2017, 2018, I realized that my weight has dropped drastically, and I'm back to the weight that I weighed when I was like 15 years old, which was like 48, 49 kg. And you know, I was getting a lot of comments like, oh my god, you're so skinny, oh my god, you've lost a lot of weight. Like some of the comments came from people who like genuinely were asking because they felt like they were overweight and they wanted to lose weight and they wanted to know what I was doing. Some came from people who were just trying to be nasty. And at that time, I stopped being able to tell the difference. Anytime anybody would mention my weight, I would get so defensive. And I remember there was one time, it actually severed my relationship with this girl because she was saying to me, she was like, oh my God, you're so skinny. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And she was like, so yeah. So that happened and I was like, okay, fine. So from that point, I was on a weight gain journey. So this is where my weight gain journey starts. And we are now in 2021 and I have probably only just hit my like ideal body weight, and it's taken me 2.5 to 3 years. I'm not joking. Okay, so when I say it took me that long, it really doesn't need to take you that long. It just took me that long because I was making so many mistakes along the way and I wasn't being intentional about what I was trying to do. Like I wasn't like, okay, you know what, Temiloloyoung, you said you're on a weight gain journey, so be about it then. So yeah, like I said, I started doing research. While I was at my office, I'll never forget, I would sit at my office computer, like, because I didn't really have much to do sometimes, and I would just sit there and I would Google all the high calorie foods. I would Google what I needed to eat to gain this. I downloaded all the apps. One app that's really good is called MyFitnessPal. And so what it does is you put in your weight, your height, your age, and then if you put in your goal weight as well and how long you want to take to achieve your goal. And then what it would do is it would let you know sort of like how many calories you need to be eating every single day to achieve that goal. Because basically you need to remain in something called a calorie surplus, which is that you need to be ingesting more calories than you are than you're losing. So if you have a very active job where you're constantly running up and down the stairs, or where you're like chasing children, or you're running around, or you're doing a lot of errands and you're constantly on your feet, you're probably burning more calories during the day. So that means your calorie intake would need to be higher than somebody who is doing like minimal exercise, sitting on their butt all day and not doing anything at all. So that app really helps you. And then you can also like input everything you eat during the day, including Nigerian food, and it will tell you like how many calories each thing has, so you see whether or not you're hitting your goal calorie intake each day. That was very, very, very useful to me like at the start. And I would definitely, sorry guys, and I would definitely recommend downloading something called MyFitnessPal. Okay, after that, the next thing I tried, which a lot of people try, is something called Apetamin or Apetamin, however it's pronounced. Apetamin is a medicine, but it's like widely used. It's basically a drug for, I say drug, not like a recreational drug, like a medicinal drug for children that have anorexia or eating disorders. So it's like an appetite stimulant. So what it does is it just gets you like really, really hungry. Apetamin is good. I've seen like a lot of people talk about it, but I didn't find it really helpful because after the first time I tried Apetamin, what it does is it makes you so tired and it literally makes you just want to sleep. So while you're sleeping, you're not expending any calories and you get to like put on the weight. But I had such an active lifestyle that the first few times I would try it, I would get so tired that like it would make me moody, like it would make me like angry, tired, and angry, hungry. Like it just really was messing with my attitude and I just didn't like it at all. And then again, I just felt so heavy, so lethargic, just so like not myself. So I was like, this is not gonna be able to work long term. I started incorporating those protein shakes. So I got like 1,000 calorie protein shake. But like again, with this, it's because you need to intake so many calories to gain weight, it's not a meal replacement. It's like you're supposed to be eating your 3 meals a day and drinking that 1,000 calorie shake. But what I was suffering from was my lack of appetite. So like I could drink the shake, but I didn't have the appetite to eat 3 more times in the day. So I was like, how is this supposed to work? And you can't over protein yourself, you can't oversaturate yourself with protein because you're still getting protein out of your food, and the shakes have a lot of protein, so you can't just be like downing them back to back. Another thing, sorry, I feel like I sound like I'm just giving you the cons. I'm giving you everything I tried and now I'm just telling you which ones worked. I also tried Ensure. They sell those in Nigeria at pretty much all the supermarkets, but they're expensive. They're like between 500 and 800 naira for one, and they're just like a little bottle like that. But it does have a high calorie percentage or amount in there. So it's like almost 300 to 400 calories per little bottle, which is actually a lot. But like I said, I think it's expensive because it's not sustainable to be drinking 800 naira a day. And really you should take like two of the, I don't know. I just personally don't find it very cost effective to do things that way. So that didn't really work out for me. So I bought one crate. By the time the crate was over, I was like, rah, how am I going to do this? And then eventually I just started to eat. I mixed the things. So I obviously quarantine then came, and I didn't really gain much weight during quarantine, because what I've realized is if your life is stressful, or if you're under a lot of stress, or you're suffering from anxiety, sometimes what happens is your body just dampens your appetite sensors, like your hunger, your pleasure receptors that come with food are dampened by like chemicals in your brain, and then food just stops becoming like a priority. So I feel like maybe what was happening was I was suffering from a lot of anxiety and stress. Like I said, moving back to Nigeria was really stressful, and trying to figure out what it was I wanted to do, how I was going to achieve what it was I wanted to do. You know, just being a young woman coming out of university it's not very easy. So I think maybe I was so in my head, and I was so deep in thought all the time, that I was never really relaxed. And thinking burns a lot of calories, you guys. Thinking burns a lot of calories. So I think when you're overthinking, it's really hard for your body to hold on to weight that you put on, because it's expending all those calories. Your brain is using them all. And so I was eating, I was sleeping more, drinking more Capri-Sun. Yeah, and so like I was just actually eating 3 times a day, and because I had gotten to the point where I was like, right, I want to be really conscious about it, I made sure that I ate 3 times a day. I had breakfast every single day. When you eat in the morning, it stimulates your appetite. So try really hard not to skip breakfast, because I found that when I skipped breakfast, I just didn't really have the zhuzh to eat throughout the rest of the day. Like I would just start nibbling at stuff, and that doesn't get you your full like calorie amount. So try and like have breakfast in the morning. If I missed a meal, I would have my shake. Sometimes it goes to the point where I would eat and I would have my shake as my drink, because obviously as you go along, your stomach starts to expand, and you're able to like eat more stuff, and you're able to eat more, and you get more hungry frequently. Taking my vitamins as well, that really stimulated my appetite. Like it just made me really hungry. All the vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and all that stuff made me really hungry. I started eating late, so like I was staying up watching TV, and I would eat cereal with powdered milk and regular milk, and I would like literally make it with powdered milk and a lot of sugar, and then I would put more powdered milk on top, I'd add a little bit of water, and I would have like Frosties, I'd go back downstairs, have Cocoa Pops, I'd go back downstairs, have Rice Krispies. Like I would eat and eat and eat, and then I started just developing a better relationship with food. Like I would look forward to food, and I was like, okay, I want to eat this stuff. So I think thinking about food and being intentional about remembering to eat was very, very, very important. Okay, the next thing I would say is don't worry so much about eating like a big plate of food. I would say eat smart and eat often. So you want to like, you're not trying to shy away from the you're not trying to shy away from like the high calorie foods. Like you want to eat the rice, you want to eat the pasta, you want to eat that bread, like you want to eat those stuff. No, I mean, you can gain weight in like the healthy way or whatever, but that's just not the way I did it. So you want to eat those things, and you want to eat frequently. So like, don't tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna order a triple cheese double decker McBurger thing when you know you're not gonna be able to eat it. I would actually say order the small cheeseburger and fries and eat it. And then in the next hour, go to Chicken Republic and order fries. And in the next hour, if it's 2 slices of pizza, you eat them, fine. Then if it's a bowl of cereal, then fine. If it's bread and stew, then fine. But you're amassing more calories that way, than just eating one big burger, not being able to finish it, being stupid full, and then not being able to eat the rest of the day. I also tried the gym route, which I think actually had I stuck to it more, it would have also worked for me. So I started doing the gym consistently actually about this time last year before we went into lockdown. And I think I gymmed 3 to 4 times a week for about 4 weeks. And I definitely saw like my body mass was like getting bigger, but it was so stressful. I did start to enjoy it after a while, I'm not gonna lie, but it was really stressful. But if like, I mean, I do need to go back to the gym to like tone up now, because I do have a bit of like belly fat and like back fat that I never had before that I don't want to keep. So had I been going to the gym in conjunction, I probably never would have gotten my belly. I mean, it's not like a big belly, but it's just not one that I ever had before, so I notice it. Yeah, so I mean, gym is also an option. Gym in conjunction with protein shakes actually really does make a difference. So I would definitely recommend, regardless of whatever you're doing, at least try and go to the gym once a week. That's what I'm gonna try and do. Like, I think it's actually really important, and it does make a difference to how your body forms. Another thing I swear by that you should try is having an accountability partner. So my accountability partner was actually my sister, children's nanny. Every time she was making food or whatever, like in the morning, because I was staying with her at the time, in the morning she'd be like, Auntie Wowo, you've not eaten today, or like your food is on the table. Lunch, Auntie Wowo, your lunch on the table. Dinner, Auntie Wowo, your dinner's on the table. Like every single time. And like if I was rushing out the house, she would pack me some food and like a little takeaway thing, so I would eat it in the car. So like I never actually went without eating, and that really, really helped. And if you have a friend that's also trying to gain weight or lose weight or whatever, like you guys can like communicate with each other. Have you eaten today? 11 o'clock meal check, 2 o'clock meal check, 4 o'clock meal check. And it really does help, like when you have somebody you're doing it with, it does help the journey go by a little bit like easier. Another piece of advice I would have though is like definitely be patient, because what happens first is like when you put on some weight, it's water weight. So let's say you go from like 50 to 52, that 2 kg, unless you maintain that 2 kg being on, it's gonna like go away because it's water first. I mean, this is not like legit science, but the way I see it is like it goes to water first and then it solidifies like to fat if it stays on your body. I know this is probably absolute bullshit, but like I know what I'm saying in terms of like practice. So like you need to be consistent. You can't just see 2 kg and be like, oh, fabulous. Which is like why like when you go on a 2-day binge, it doesn't like really stay. You need to consistent. Like if you binge for like a week, you'll put on like a solid 2 kg. So don't like expect to like literally go 2 days and be like, oh my god, yesterday I was 51.9 and today I'm 50.2. I've lost 1 kg overnight. Nah, that weight was probably just water weight and you've sweated it out, peed it out, you know, whatever. Also, before you embark on your weight journey, I would definitely say like get to know your body a little bit, because for me, like I know I put on weight mostly on my lower half first, my arms a little bit, my face a little bit, but it's really like my thighs. So like I'm able to gauge. If you know that you put on weight like on your arms and then it goes straight to your face, like you need to time it so that you don't because it's very easy to get carried away. Food is lovely, like it's very easy to get carried away. So make sure you're just like aware of your body and like aware of what you're putting in your body, and like you don't wake up one day and be like, oh crap, I've actually overdone this. And I know the majority of the people watching this video are probably thinking, how am I gonna overdo it? I can't even get started. Just get started. Like trust me, eat something small, like appetite stimulants. Try the Apetamin. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people, but please like read the labels because it is a medicine. The protein shakes I definitely would say are a sure banger for you to help with your appetite. Make sure you try things that you like. Maybe try cooking, so it's flavors that you enjoy. I really like spicy food, so anything that's like spicy is easier for me to eat. I also learned that I like textured food, so if there's no like crunch or anything in the food, it makes me feel like it's just soggy in my mouth, and then I get put off a bit easier. So yeah, like certain times of the day I don't like to eat. So like, and now I understand myself a bit more, and like what I do is the second I get hungry, I eat. If I'm hungry, I'm like, yeah, like I need to eat. I don't, because what happens if you just sit on the appetite and you don't eat, that it goes away, or you get too hungry and then you try to eat, you can't eat a full meal, or you know, you don't want to eat at all and then you get in a bad mood. So just try and keep on top of your meals. That would really, I promise you, it will go a long way. Okay guys, that is the end of the video, and those are my tried and tested ways to get on your weight gain journey. Some of them failed, some of them were good, some of them I just didn't commit to enough. So I mean, I am not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physician. Like, I can't tell you what to eat and what not to eat. But like I said, the FitnessPal app is really good at letting you know how many calories you need for your goal weight. Hitting the gym is always a good idea. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And obviously I will list down the products I tried down below so you can try the exact ones. Ensure it was really good. I will list my protein shake down below. That's 1,000 calories. You can also like Google all these different types of like banana, peanut butter recipe things that are really good for, that are really high calorie. And yeah, so that is pretty much what I did. Oh, with my shake, I used to make it with milk and not with water. So yeah, that was an extra boost for me. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already so you get to see more content from me. Hit the like button if you did like this video and you learned something, and comment down below so that I know you enjoyed it. And I will definitely see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching.